I do want to have a little say, give my thoughts, if you'll bear with me, on the culture wars that we are experiencing at the moment. The culture wars which are saying a lot more about and being carried out rather more by white middle-class liberals full of guilt about the colour of their skin rather than those who are actually concerned about any embedded racism in our society. Nothing being done or said right now will make any difference to the lives of black people or to any disadvantaged people in this country, whether black or white. What is going on right now is posturing, and what is going on right now is exploiting the death of George Floyd, not actually doing anything to make people's lives better. Cowering police, terrified local council chiefs, virtue signalling media and spineless politicians and an almost silent government have meant that it's now time for the sensible majority to fight back and speak out to defend our country's culture and history and our freedom of speech. And when I say the sensible majority, I mean black and white. Fawlty Towers Don't Mention the War episode is the very latest to come under attack, to be removed by the BBC because apparently it's so offensive. It's a whole episode based on laughing at racists. What is offensive about that? This is just identity politics on steroids. And identity politics doesn't do anything except divide us. It doesn't ensure a single child, whether black or white, gets a better education. It doesn't help a single person, whether black or white, get a better job, live in a nicer area, or save them from police brutality. It doesn't stop one incidence of racism. This is just silly, woke snowflakes. The trouble is, though, the silly, woke snowflakes are no longer on Twitter or Instagram. They have now formed a mob. And it's mob rule on our streets. It is censorship. It is Orwellian. We are back in Mao's Cultural Revolution Year Zero territory, and it's downright dangerous. Britain cannot and should not wipe out our history and our culture because of the snowflakes. This is, make no mistake, a culture war, and we can no longer sit on the sideline. It is time to defend our culture. That culture, by the way, belongs to everyone in this country, whatever the colour of their skin. We can't rewrite the past. We can learn from it, but we can't pretend, and nor should we pretend, that it didn't happen. So far, if you don't speak out to support Black Lives Matters movement, you've been branded a racist. Well, that's a load of nonsense, and now it is time to speak out for common sense, for reason, for free speech. Oh yes, and for democracy and not mob rule. You should be calling your MP, you should be emailing your local council, you should be contacting your old university, you should be demanding that they stand up to the mob. Let your voice be heard above that of the mob, because if you don't do it, who will?